Rudy Giuliani, he's really feeling the heat right now. He is one of the now named co-conspirators in the Georgia indictment. He and Donald Trump are a part of the 19 people who are being charged in this super case of trying to, the coup crew. They're a part of that big group that's being all charged together, which is a very different strategy from the Jack Smith federal indictment, where the 6 co-conspirators are not named, but it's Giuliani in that case, it's Eastman, it's Chesebro, or Cheesebro, as we like to call him, it is Sidney Powell. Those people all included in this indictment as well, and then some. There's Jenna Ellis, other people in Trump's orbit. Mark Meadows, what a fall from grace for that guy who was once like a sitting member of Congress. But this indictment is as consequential, really, as the federal one, especially because we have all of this information now out in the open with the co-conspirators and their efforts to overturn, to put up the election, to put up false electors, to pressure lawmakers in Georgia and Pennsylvania and in other states. There's a lot of just evidence in this document that we knew some of it, but to have it laid out both in the federal indictment and in this case, I mean, it's breathtaking in a bad way.
It's not good when Trump's media surrogates, like we talked about yesterday, like in Gorka, are having to say that saying in the midst of an election being sort of certified that, hey, I need more votes so I actually win this thing. Can you find me? It is similar to saying, I feel like vanilla ice cream.
Yeah,
We've not really brought a fine point to the defense yet.
Right. It's not the equivalent of going out to eat and being like, should we get the dessert menu? It's more, I'm calling the Secretary of State of a state and saying in mob terms,
it's a Farrago.
I mean, look,
if we could just find a couple mil,
I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse: the strawberry mochi or the chocolate mochi.
What an absolute Farrago, Rob.
That was
Vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla ice cream. Why would you deny the president that? And like so they really have nothing going for them. I mean, they're trying to say that this is all protected under free speech, which is clearly not the case because it's not the speech that's being targeted. It is the conspiracy, which is why in the Georgia case, these are RICO charges, is racketeering, which Giuliani made quite famous in his capacity in New York City.
It's a devastating effect.
Yeah, where he went after the mob on RICO charges, and that was one of the ways in New York that they were actually able to pin these guys down. And now it's really come full circle for Rudy. Here he is on Newsmax, after being charged with those RICO charges in Georgia. And speaking about the Fulton County DA, Fani Willis, naturally, you will notice that the Republicans going after her are just falling back into racist conspiracies, but here we go.
And every state should not be setting different rules. I wonder if she thought her way through that. She certainly indicted me for nothing, for being a lawyer, for which I am very resentful.
Do you think she's upping the ante by using RICO, I don't know, to get some sort of attention for herself or to get some money?
Pause it real quick. Rudy, you don't have to tell us you're resentful. We got that.
He's using I statements, right? I mean, in therapy, they tell you that you're supposed to express your feelings in a healthier way, right?
Sorry, I don't mean to be suppressive.
I mean, why do you hate mental health? Let's start at the beginning.
And every state should not be setting different rules. I wonder if she thought her way through that. She certainly indicted me for nothing, for being a lawyer, for which I am very resentful.
Do you think she's upping the ante by using RICO, I don't know, to get some sort of attention for herself or to get some media attention? Go ahead.
To a ridiculous degree, to the degree that she's making a fool out of herself. I mean, the end result of Fani Willis in the annals of the law will be incompetent prosecutor who didn't even know how to get an indictment and didn't realize the case was going to be removed. So she's had her moment of glory, and her place in history will be very different. Like, say, mine. Do you know after I was finished testifying, she wanted to meet with me? Because she's always wanted to meet with me because of my great record. This is what she said to me. This woman is a politician through and through.
Rudy was rizzing her up.
Yeah, maybe she wanted to meet with you to do your job, not to bask in the glory that is you, Rudy.
Yeah, like, look, I'm not a legal expert, and I've seen some people say maybe this office might be stretched itself a little bit thin with this strategy. I have no idea. But what I do know is, like, there is a risk to doing this sort of stuff and going at, like, say, former presidents for prosecutions, and they'd only be doing it if they were somewhat confident that there was like a case to be made here. And like the Ben Shapiro case of like, oh, this is slippery slope, now it's going to be open season on all politicians. Like, no, if Republicans weren't afraid of like going too far and like risking it, they would be doing stuff on Hunter Biden in the courts instead of just in oversight committees.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that the criticism, if that's the case, that's natural given the fact that this is the Fulton County DA versus the federal government,
right.
Where their strategies and their resources, it's just going to exceed that by its very nature.
What kind of office is ready to prosecute a president?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
like,
and she just fell into this. Yes, she's getting media attention, but that's because of the fact that the president is being charged.
Right, and
in
of course,
instance.
like prosecution, like it is a semi-political position, and like. Yeah, but part of it is like she sees the opportunity, and I think all these prosecutors is like, hey, there's a galloping criminal at the top of American society, and it's making everybody look bad, and maybe I can be the one to do something about it with the law.
Totally.
Like, that's what they look at.
And I mean, in Georgia as well, where it was such an important pivot point, really, for the Democrats, because there has been decades and decades of voter suppression in that state. There was voter suppression in the gubernatorial race where Stacey Abrams lost, given the fact that the guy she was running against was also in charge of the elections there. It's been a long, long road for Black people in that state to get any kind of political representation. And then when it came to 2020, there were efforts to completely throw out their votes, led by the President of the United States and Rudy Giuliani there. And so...
Sorry, a prosecutor, A, sees a problem with that, and B, sees a political opportunity in it.
It totally. And I mean, like, the charges there, I mean, there's so much evidence, too. One, the phone call that Trump made that is recorded, where he's trying to find the 11,000 votes, which Gorka likened to, making an order for a vanilla, or saying, oh, I wish I had vanilla ice cream right now. But, I mean, it also includes showing Mark Meadows basically seeking the number for the Pennsylvania speaker, and trying to pressure the Pennsylvania legislature there. Eastman pressuring state lawmakers, trying to get Ronna McDaniel on board with fake electors. That's what some of the indictment shows. I mean, Giuliani in particular, some of the stuff that's listed in the indictment is also included in a defamation suit against him now, where he went after a mother-daughter Black pair of poll workers and said that they were passing around USB ports like they were vials of heroin and cocaine, is what he said when speaking to the Georgia panel on this. And that's a part of their defamation suit against him, because they were subject to immense harassment by mobs of Trump supporters. Like, these are not victimless crimes.
Yeah.
And Giuliani hopefully has to pay the piper on that, let alone the reports coming out today that he's in immense financial trouble, because Giuliani, let's be clear here, he's not just facing this Georgia probe. He is also, again, eventually, once the case against Trump goes through with Jack Smith, he's one of the unnamed co-conspirators that they'll likely bring charges towards after the Trump probe is concluded. He is also facing, as I mentioned, the Georgia poll worker defamation suit, the Smartmatic defamation suit, the Dominion defamation suit, and then, the Georgia case, the Jack Smith case, and the sexual abuse and harassment case, Where,
And all for just being a lawyer.
and all for just loving tits. And wanting to own them, okay? So, I mean, that guy is just a total clown. But the point is that he's feeling the heat. And it is satisfying to watch some of these walls closing in on these guys because they really are. They tried to overturn our election.
Yeah, these are criminals.
In addition to being generally vile, racist, disgusting pigs behind the scenes, as was clear in this sexual abuse suit against him. But
And in the Borat, or is that Borat?
yep,
Yeah,
Borat,
Borat,
too. Yeah. On camera in that.
Crazy.
Yep. So, Rudy Giuliani, c'est la vie.